Hey guys, Lunar Knight here, and yeah, I just saw the new Jumanji movie, and I couldn't get any clips for you guys, so I'm gonna try and do a picture review of the entire movie, and I can't stress this enough, spoilers. So with that said, let's get started. So it starts off where the last movie left off, where Jumanji was picked up by another person and taken home to a teenage son that's playing video games. And yeah, apparently Jumanji has the power to turn to video games, which is kind of, I guess, is the reason why they wanted to date this into modern times. But they could just turn into a disc and everything will turn out alright. We then cut to an ordinary school filled with ordinary kids doing ordinary stuff. Yeah, this is the part I found kind of boring in Jumanji. In the original, if it started off like a normal sort of family thing with the two kids and the aunt. But in this one, this is just like a normal everyday life that really isn't given to the lore of Jumanji. Really, it's because I mean the kid actors are okay in this. It's just they're kind of boring too until we get to the part with Jumanji. So the kids began playing the game Jumanji and they get sucked into the TV. So it's kind of like in the old days where the boy was sucked into the board game. Then the kids are turned into the avatars they picked, and they go on a quest to save Jumanji from the evil archaeologist. Yeah, it's not an evil sorcerer, it's an evil archaeologist. Now, in this movie, there are tons of things that try to kill them in this game. There are hippos, there are rhinos, there are black mambas, snakes. There's even a scene where a character gets blown up from eating a slice of cake. They then meet up with the kid that got trapped here in 1996, and they all began to travel together to save Jumanji. They battle the sorcerer, save the day, and everything turns back to normal once they say the words Jumanji. Which again, in the original, they only one person had to say it, but in this version, everyone who is a playable character has to say the name Jumanji. They all return back to the real world, and everything is back to normal. Now for the details. To tell you the truth, I was gonna do a nostalgia versus now of Jumanji, because I've been a big fan of the original for years, and this one is actually pretty good. I didn't say it's better than the original, but it's still pretty good. Okay, here are some of the differences. The casting choices they pick for both of these Jumanji movies is celebrity based. Like in the original, there was like Robin Williams and other actors that were perfect for their roles, and they do a pretty good job with their performances. And this movie is no exception. Yeah, they got main actors like Dwayne Johnson and Jack Black in this, and they all do their good performances really well. They actually fit into character. In my opinion, both these movies have one actor that gives a hell of a performance. In the original, that was the actor that was playing the cop, who is trying to keep things in order while surviving the chaos of the board game. And in the new one, it's Jack Black. I got nothing else to say. It's Jack Black. Okay, I will say this. He actually playing a teenage girl in a man's body. And it's all the lines he says, it's really funny to watch. I even laughed at some of the scenes he was in. There are some surprises that I didn't know were in this movie. Like for example, I didn't know Nick Jonas was in this movie. Yeah, I guess after the Jonas Brothers broke up, they started to go into acting. And he does a good job. He plays his character well. Um, it's just I was thinking that he could do like a little bit better. I mean, he's supposed to be this pilot, but his one weakness is mosquitoes, and I find that kind of weak. The difference in both these movies is definitely the atmosphere and the tone of the movie. In the original, it was supposed to be like a horror PG fantasy type of adventure with scares and all that. And in the new one, it's action adventure comedy. It's kind of different than the original because it's mostly based on action than it does like horror and thrills and stuff like that. One thing I didn't like about the new one was the villain. And I know I'm kind of picky about my villains. It's just that in this villain, he's like the villain in the new Ghostbusters. He's not funny, he's not threatening, he's just some asshole that wants power. And I know the original didn't have a good villain either, but at least he was intimidating and was kind of gives the threat to the whole purpose of the movie. This one is just power hungry and yeah, he's supposed to control all the animals in Jumanji, and that's a cool power. It's just given to a bad performance or a bad act or not a bad actor, but just a bad character. But I will give the new Jumanji movie one thing. It actually gave us a lore of Jumanji. Yeah, and I know that in the original they do little tidbits on the lore of Jumanji, but they don't really show what Jumanji was. I mean, they show like parts of it, like animals, plants, quicksand, and the hunter, but they didn't show us the actual location. And I know it's all CGI and all that, but it looks freaking beautiful. I'm just gonna tell you this. It looks like a real jungle. It's really cool, guys. You have Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle. And if you want to check this out, go see it in theaters and see for yourself why this is a good sequel to watch. And if you get a little distracted by the villain not being good or some of the CGI effects being a little bad, just remember, it was a lot harder to do in the original.